Hi guys, so after learning a lot about how media relates to the social world, I decided to focus on the place of meaningful relationships in our lives. So, the impact of social media on empathy, where relationships are going, the place of kindness in this world, the place of friendship in this world. How do we even build and maintain genuine relationships in our lives? So, let's go. Considering that everyone seems to be living in their own bubble, that everyone seems to be always on the phone all the time, it's hard not to think about this stuff. Face-to-face conversation, first of all, is becoming less and less common. What is problematic about that is that there are skills, needed for developing genuine relationships that we can only get from face-to-face conversations. What I mean is that when we talk to each other face-to-face, it is there where we learn how to listen, how to empathize, how to read other people's emotions. So, by getting less practice in these skills, by getting less practice in the skills makes it harder to develop genuine relationships. Another thing is that we are spending so much time on our phones that we are not getting to spend enough time with ourselves. You may think that your phone only keeps you away from other people, but it is also keeping us away from ourselves. We are not getting enough time to just be with our thoughts, to analyze who we are, to analyze where we're going, and not having a good relationship with yourself makes it harder to have a good relationship with others. So yes, we are in an age where we don't know who we are. The thing is that we want this state of always being on our phone because it's just become too difficult to spend time with ourselves. What the phone has done to us is that when things are uncomfortable, when things seem difficult, we just turn to the phone. It's made it so easy to distract ourselves from more important stuff because there's always this countless stimulation going on. There's always something new. So, for example, if you are in a group and the friend is saying something and at some point it no longer interests you, then you turn to your phone to find something that does interest you. So I think we are becoming less and less patient as a generation. We are losing our ability to concentrate and contemplate. As well, we get better at scanning and skimming. Anyway, yeah, I think that we are moving away from conversations that take time, that take effort, that have little failures in them. And it's okay. It's okay to have those things because they are the conversations that ultimately lead to genuine relationships. I have this quote from this book, Reclaiming Conversation, The Power of Talk in a Digital Age. It says, digital communication can lead us to an edited life. We should not forget that an unedited life is also worth living. Okay, so what is ironic is that we appreciate the phones for never having to be alone, but it's actually making us more lonely in the process. Yeah. Another thing is that we are also the app generation. As I said before, we escape difficult conversations that are unpredictable, that require thinking on the spot. Being the app generation means that we expect everything to work like an app. And this will manifest in a bad way in relationships because we start seeing friendships as things to manage. So we start seeing others as means to an end. This is an instrumental view of life and friendships, and as we accept this lifestyle more, it's going to be even harder to have difficult conversations. I think an important solution is to protect our space, to make sure that, for example, no devices are used during dinner. And the thing is that it's okay to correct others. even if they are another generation, if you notice that they are spending too much on your phone, if they are spending too much time on their phone, you can let them know. Tell them, hey, this is the time where we talk. And that is how we teach other generations, because it is our responsibility to do so. Okay, another thing, because this is the problem, ultimately, is that we are not managing to have undivided attention. There are a billion things going on our phone, and we just try to multitask all the time. So it's become very difficult to just focus on one thing, and that is what we should aim for: unitasking. Because even in terms of conversations, we are getting used to having broken conversations. We're getting used to the fact that it's normal to not give other people our undivided attention. And the human way to practice unitasking is to have a good conversation without devices. Well, maybe, maybe another way of developing meaningful relationships in our lives is this. It's become even harder to develop trust since our communication is always mediated and behind the screen. So maybe some things we can do to have more personal relationships are small things that really matter in the long run. So, for example, really try to get to know the people in your life so that, I don't know, maybe you can share an article with them that aligns with their interests. Maybe you can send them a personalized birthday message on their birthday or when they're on holiday. Or maybe, I don't know, just when someone emails you, maybe you can just call them instead of replying back and schedule a video call. So yes, I think that we must not forget that sometimes what seems convenient may not always be beneficial for maintaining personal relationships. So I think we should make time for in-person interactions, even when it's hard to do so, because they're worth it. This is another quote from Sherry Turkle. It is time to make the course corrections. We have everything we need to begin. We have each other. What really fascinates me is that there is this fear of missing out associated with social media. But we don't fear what we miss out when we're on our phone. So, for example, what I usually do is that when I'm on holiday, I see it as an opportunity to just be present in the moment and not look at my phone, except for taking pictures and for letting my friends know that I'm okay. Or another thing, when we get a 10-minute lecture break, at that moment, maybe I would be tempted to just go on my phone for the whole 10 minutes. But I started seeing that time as a space where I can really connect with my friends and just have a good conversation with them. Because after that, I'm like, wow, I really needed that conversation. So maybe what I really would like to do with this video is like to get you really thinking, is your relationship with technology helping or hindering your relationships? Really think about this stuff, and can you recognize the moments that are an opportunity for real connection with others? So, for example, if you need to apologize, do it in person. If you need to cancel an appointment, call the person. If you get a text while with a friend, silence your phone. So really recognize these opportunities. How can you use those moments to improve your relationships? It's not an area where we need to be perfect all the time, because digital devices are here to stay, and we must really try to use them in an intentional way. So yeah, that's what I want to do, to just get you thinking about this stuff. And another quote I wanted to add, from that same book I showed you by Sherry Turkle, it is not a moment to reject technology, but to find ourselves. It's time to acknowledge the unintended consequences of technologies to which we are vulnerable and make the corrections. We had a love affair with technology that seemed magical, but like great magic, it worked by commanding our attention and not letting us see anything but what the magician wanted us to see. Now we are ready to reclaim our attention for solitude, for friendship, for society. Thank you.